But pernicious deed. But deed. Indeed. But it's deed. You know what I was testing against miracles, even though it's probably really, really, really bad? I was testing, Freaka. It's really bad. It was funny, though. I remember fetching it up against the Miracles player, and they were like, well, that's a lot of snakes. And I was like, yes, it is. How I feel about 12 post, it's a good deck. I don't really like Tron, so I probably wouldn't like 12 post either. It kind of operates on a similar axis. I'd rather just brew something like High Tide, that'd be fun. It'd be like a nightmare to play. Yeah! Farika! Snakes. All of the snakes. Green Sun for it. I don't even know what that means. It seems highly inappropriate though, Gapple. You should think about what you've done. Maybe I'm just supposed to put ponders in this thing. What if we just put a bunch of ponders? What are we gonna put some ponders in here? Just put some ponders in here and then what? Then what? So we stick some ponders in this thing, and then we think about what we've done. Get some more 2-drops, it's a little heavy on the 3s. I'd like some more things going on here. I think Notion Thief sideboard card. Isn't he? Blister Pod, what? How about another Baleful Strix? Fourth Strix. I can't justify Snapcaster or something like this, can we? It's not really a 2-drop anyway. What about a main deck back to basics? That'd be cool. It's a blue card. We need to hit a certain threshold for the forces to work anyway. 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's a pretty good place to be if you're going to be running Force of Will. I mean, I don't like that it doesn't curve. Maybe we're supposed to run New Jace. Yeah, I mean, if I'm running Ponder, maybe I can cut a land or two. That's a good point. But this was going to be the deck that I considered. Do I need 2 Bayous? Seems like a lot of Bayou. No, Notion Thief, when it's good, it's good. I don't know if I like the main deck Glenelon Archmage either. Having second thoughts about some of the composition of the deck. I mean, it certainly looks like I'm trying to be grindier game 2. But I feel like the metagame's become more grindy recently. Let me turn both of these into 2s. Does curve still. I mean, Tazger is not going to be cast turn 1 anyway. I mean, it doesn't have to curve. I wanted it to. Maybe Decay's main deck quality again. I mean, the back to basics isn't good in every matchup. Maybe you just run them all on the board. I'm not blown away by this random Glen. We can test new Jace. We can test new Jace. Flip Jace. Too far. Yay, curves. I have brewed with miracles. Do I like it? It's a powerful deck. Do I like it? I think I enjoy playing it myself than playing against it, is what I would say. Does it mean I like it? I would say I have very few of the pieces necessary to play it, therefore I don't think about it often. Think about playing miracles often. I mean, another thing is, it's not that I have to carve out a niche, but there's definitely somebody else who's already cornered that market. And he's, you know, 12 years my senior. He's been doing it for some time. He's had a lot more time with the deck than anybody else I can think of. So I don't think anybody would really want to come watch me do something that there's someone else on Twitch who just does it so well and is very practiced with it. I don't think anybody would really want to come watch me do it. Not that I'm down on myself or my abilities. I think that if I practice a deck, I'll definitely get more proficient with it. And it's not that you shouldn't, you know, do anything in life because somebody else has already done it first. That makes no sense. You know, pretty much. When you have this many human beings, there's always somebody who's done it first. But I just can't imagine people wanting to come here to watch miracles when they can go there. Okay, so we have a couple different shells we're thinking about. So this would be the deck that I consider Misty for, but what would you even cut? You cut a Bayou? Like, would we trim down on our duels and then run more fetches? Because it's not running nearly enough fetches to really benefit from the brainstorms anyway. I think the Volrath Stronghold might be even a little cute. It's really good with Strix, though. Because you basically just get the Strix back for free. Because you're not going down a card. You can also post-board get back Swag Tusks, which I like. So maybe you cut some of the duels and run Misties? Yeah, it's funny, like, how many Misties would we even add to this, and then how many Misty Rainforests would we even add to the modern deck? You know? How many like Misty would you run to be able to switch over from basic plains to basic forest? Can the deck even really afford basic anything? This 4-color. I think it's too many whispers, by the way. Just a side note, I think you could get away with 3. Maybe we're supposed to run the one of Wind Zendikon again. Maybe. I used to run a one of Wind Zendikon in this list. I could see cutting a Stitcher to run Zendikon. Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of wanted to switch the planes out. Like, how many Misties would you need? You'd switch out all the Arid Mesas. Like, my mana base, the way it's set up now, it actually does a really good job of fetching for planes, but it doesn't do a great job of fetching up island at all. And adding Misty allows us to switch from these lands to transition from these to ones that would find the forest and also find island better. You'd rather just run fairy conclaves? You'd run conclave before you run treetop. The problem is it slows the deck down, Dorotheus. We were running some number of them for a brief amount of time, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I mean, it just, every time it felt like I was like, well, if we had a normal land and not a conclave, we could go off this turn. It's like I found myself saying that several times, because you really do need speed when it comes to your lands. I think cutting 3 Mesa and putting in even just 3 Misties makes the mana base able to maybe consider Misty or Forest instead of Plains. Yeah, because I mean, a lot of your early turns, that's what you're fetching for. You're fetching for Forest. You want to deploy the bird turn 1. You want to deploy the Caryatid turn 2. It's much more common that we have an early green play than it is like the white plays happen later. So the Plains doesn't really make sense. I was running it regardless because that's what fetches I have, and I was trying to make it so the deck doesn't just shock itself every time it fetches a land. So let's open a new copy. I mean, what would it look like if you run some number of Misties? I'm just curious. No, Conclave's fine, it's just the fact that its tap land is brutal. And I think it's a necessary evil for the blue-white-red version, but if you're in the green version, it feels so much better to play Caryatid, play Bird even. Play Noble Hierarch if you want to. I mean, it taps for everything except red that the deck needs. Obviously it won't tap for black either. But everything the deck needs, it'll tap for. I mean, this deck is sweet, and it's also something that I really haven't seen people play. Not that that's a requirement of things that I play, guys, but I think this is probably a deck you're not going to see in action many other places, for sure. No Awaken? No. No Deadman. The Temple Garden, by the way, is I think the least fetched for land in the deck, by far. So there's that. Like, I rarely want to fetch for that. So maybe you consider losing that. Cut the Plains. We tested Sprout Swarm. We tested Sprout Swarm and wasn't really blown away. So it would be you remove the Mesas and then you run the Misties. As many as I can get my hands on, basically. Since both the Ascendancy and Tutelage combo off the cantrips, would you be able to shove both into the deck, but they don't untap our dudes, Evis?